So we are continuing with the second unit of the 10th class, that is acid, bases and salts. This is our lecture number 3. Now the question is, which acid is introduced in our body by ant sting and nettle sting? So ant sting is the sting bite of the ant, and then nettle sting is the bite which is produced by the hairs present on the leaves of the nettle plant. They introduce methanoic acid, that is formic acid, in our body, due to which we feel itching or pain in our body. So this is methanoic acid whose pH is less than 7, that is introduced in our body. Then we have the next activity, write the formula of few compounds, few salts. Write formula of salts. First salt is potassium sulfate. Its formula is K2SO4. Then we have second salt, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, sodium sulfate. This is Na2SO4. Then we have calcium sulfate. CaSO4. Then after calcium sulfate we have magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate. This is MgSO4. Copper sulfate. This is CuSO4. Then we have sodium chloride. This is NaCl. So these are the formula of the salts, names of the salt which are given: sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate. Then we have sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate, and sodium ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. So this is your sodium nitrate. This is sodium carbonate. This is ammonium chloride. So these are the formula of the salts whose names are given to us. Identify the acids and bases from above salts may be obtained. Now from potassium sulfate we'll be getting, when it is dissolved in water, the reaction would be like this. It will be producing 2KOH base plus H2SO4. Similarly, in this case, we'll be getting 2NaOH plus H2SO4. They are strong acids. The pH of this solution, that will be equal to 7. Then we have 2 water introduced here. We get mixture of calcium hydroxide and H2SO4. This solution will be having the acidic character, because H2SO4, it is a strong acid as compared to calcium hydroxide. So then we have the MgSO4, it will produce MgOH2 plus H2SO4. Copper sulfate will produce copper hydroxide and H2SO4. This will be again acidic in nature. pH will be less than 7. Less than 7. Then NaCl will produce NaOH HCl. pH will be equal to 7 in this case. NaNO3 will give NaOH plus HNO3. Both are strong. pH is again 7 here. In this case, we got MgOH twice plus H2SO4. This solution will be slightly acidic. pH will be less than 7. Then we have NaCl. It will be producing NaOH plus HCl. pH of this solution will be 7. Here it is again 7. In this case, pH will be more than 7. NaOH and H2CO3, which is a weak acid. Again, it is pH is less than 7. So this is the hydrolyzed product of these salts. Then we have write some sulfates, some chlorides families. So we have already seen sulfate family. We have number of sulfate: potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfates. So these are the sulfate families. So what are sulfate family? These are potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate and copper sulfate. Then we have some chlorides. They are sodium chloride, potassium chloride, ammonium chloride. So these are the chlorides. Now he says collect the following salt samples. Sodium chloride, you will be collecting it in your laboratory, bringing it from outside. Collect the following salt sample: NaCl, copper sulfate, potassium nitrate, sodium acetate, ammonium, aluminium chloride, sodium carbonate, zinc sulfate, sodium hydrogen carbonate. Check their solubility in distilled water. So it is seen that chlorides of the salt, they are easily soluble. Then potassium nitrate, copper sulfate, sodium, these are all soluble in water, except the sulfates, the zinc sulfate, it will be not easily soluble in water, and other salts, they are easily soluble: AlCl3, sodium chloride, copper sulfate, sodium acetate, they are all water soluble salts. Then we want to see the pH of the salt solutions which are formed by combination of, this is our question number 4, what would be the pH of salt solutions formed by number 1 strong acid and strong base. pH of these solution, that will be equal to 7. Then strong acid and weak base, pH will be less than 7. Then we have weak acid, strong base, pH will be greater than 7. It will go according to base. Then we have fourth part, weak acid and weak base, pH will be again equal to 7. So if we are having two different varieties of acids and bases, if the base is strong, the solution will be basic. If acid is strong, solution will be acidic. If both are strong, solution will be neutral. If both are weak, solution will be again neutral. pH will remain 7 again in this case. Then we have few solutions. Sodium chloride, whether it is soluble in water or not, it is soluble in water, and it has no action on the litmus paper. pH of this solution, it will be 7. It is a salt of strong acid and strong base. It will be a neutral solution. Then we have KNO3. It will behave similar to the sodium chloride than aluminium chloride. It is partly soluble, but mostly it is insoluble, or we can call it as sparingly soluble salt. Then it action on the litmus paper. Blue litmus becomes red in this case because it will produce the BRB. Blue litmus will change into the red litmus because it will produce aluminium hydroxide, which is a weak base, and along with that it produces hydrochloric acid, which is a strong acid. So pH of this solution will be less than 7, and blue litmus turns red in this case. Then similarly we have zinc sulfate. It is again soluble, all the salts now soluble in water. Blue litmus turns red because it will produce strong acid. pH will be less than 7 and solution will be acidic. Then we have copper sulfate solution. It will produce copper hydroxide and H2SO4. H2SO4 is strong acid. pH will be less than 7. Solution will be acidic in nature. Then we have sodium acetate. It will produce sodium hydroxide and vinegar acetic acid. Sodium hydroxide being a strong base, the pH of this solution will be the more than 7, and this solution will be basic. Sodium carbonate, when dissolved in water, produces sodium hydroxide and carbonic acid. carbonic acid is weak, NaOH is strong, therefore pH of this solution will be more than 7, and since solution will be basic, so in this case red litmus turns blue. Then we have the sodium hydrogen carbonate, red litmus becomes blue here. This solution will be acidic, it will be basic, and pH will be more than 7 in this case also. So in this manner we can tell the nature of the salt solution. Now we have another question. Question number 5, tell nature of acids and bases which produce following salts. Nature and name of these acids. First is NaCl. It is produced from NaOH and HCl, both are strong base and strong acid. Solution will be neutral, pH of this solution will be 7. Then we have potassium nitrate, KNO3. It is produced from KOH, strong base, and HNO3, strong acid. pH will be again 7 in this case. Then after KNO3 we have another salt, that is your next salt will be your Na, sodium acetate. So it will be producing NaOH, a strong base, and acetic acid, which is a weak acid. So this solution will be basic because its counterpart is basic in nature. Similarly, we have sodium carbonate, which will produce NaOH plus H2CO3. H2CO3 is a weak acid, NaOH is strong base, so pH of this solution will be more than 7. Now we come to the compounds of some important compounds in this family. These compounds are number 1, your NaCl, the common salt, how they are prepared and what are their uses. Our question is, give preparation of common salt. It is also called as table salt. Formula is NaCl. How it is being prepared? So sodium chloride, it can be prepared by collecting the sea water in the pits which are made at the sea banks, and then water evaporates by taking solar energy from the sun, leaving behind the mixture of salt. It might contain NaCl, KCl, MgCl2, which are separated through fractional crystallization, and later on they are vacuum evaporated and are purified by other techniques and are then sent to the market for sale. Then we have the uses of NaCl. It is used in the preparation of the sodium hydroxide. It is used in the preparation of chlorine gas. It is used in the preparation of large number of sodium compounds. Then we have the next compound, that is sodium hydroxide. Give preparation and uses of NaOH. It can be prepared by electrolysis of NaCl aqueous, NaCl solution. It is done by Castner-Kellner process in 3 compartments L, where the reaction is like this: NaCl in the presence of water, it is electrolyzed, give you 2 NaOH plus Cl2 plus H2. This reaction Cl2 is obtained at anode, this is obtained at cathode, sodium hydroxide remains in the solution. So this can be prepared by the electrolysis of aqueous solution of NaCl, This process is also called as chloralkali process. There is another process used for this, that is called as Kastner-Kellner process, where NaCl is electrolyte in three compartment cells, where outer compartment they contain solution of NaCl which is ionized, and Na comes in contact with mercury which act as a cathode in the outer compartment, produces sodium amalgam. This amalgam from outer compartments is brought in the central compartment which contains very dilute solution of NaOH. Large quantity of water is present here. Sodium amalgam combines with that water of the central compartment and produces NaOH. So these are two processes which are used for the preparation of NaOH. Then we have uses of NaOH. Then NaOH is used in the preparation of soaps, in the preparation of large number of organic compounds, in the preparation of detergents, in making paper, and in artificial fibers. Then we have next compound, question number 8. Give preparations and uses of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder, it is prepared by the action of chlorine gas on lime water, calcium hydroxide, we get CaOCl2 plus H2O. This is called as bleaching powder. As name indicates, the action of this compound calcium oxychloride is to bleach the colored articles. It bleaches colored articles by supplying nascent oxygen to them. Nascent oxygen withdraws the free electron from the colored substances, and these electrons they are taken up by the oxygen, and when free electrons which were imparting color to the substance, when they are being accepted by oxygen, the color of the article that fades up and article becomes colorless. Then we have the next compound, the uses of bleaching powder. It is used in the textile industry, it is used in the preparation of organic compound like chloroform, and then this compound calcium oxychloride is used as a bleaching agent. Then we have question number 9. Give preparation and uses of baking powder. It can be prepared by passing ammonia gas through NaCl solution which is saturated with carbon dioxide. So in this case we will be getting NaHCO3. This reaction will take place in the presence of water. Along with that we get ammonium chloride. This NaHCO3 is called as baking powder. Now, what are the uses of baking powder? It is used in the baking of the bread, in the baking of biscuits, and in the baking of the cakes, and because it produces carbon dioxide on heating, which produces pores in the bread and cake pieces, and which remain filled with the air, so it gives the fluffy appearance to the bread as well as cake piece. And sodium bicarbonate, it is also used in the cooking purposes, and it is used in the medicine as an antacid. So it is given to the person as an antacid who is suffering from acidity. So it is highly important compound in the medicines, in the kitchen as well as in the laboratory. So it can be used in the preparation of your sodium carbonate, that is washing soda. So the next question is, give preparations and uses of washing soda. Washing soda formula is Na2CO3 10 water molecules. So it can be prepared from NaHCl CO3 by adding carbon dioxide to it. Excess of carbon dioxide is passed, we get Na2CO3 plus H2O. So in this case we are getting the sodium carbonate by heating to NaHCO3. If we heat NaHCO3, even then we will get sodium carbonate. So there is no need of adding carbon dioxide and water to it. You heat to NaHCO3, you will get Na2CO3 and carbon dioxide and water. So Na2CO3 reacts with 10 water molecules. This is called as crystallization, and during crystallization it produces sodium carbonate decahydrate salt. So this is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Uses of washing soda. Sodium carbonate is used in the preparation of glass, in the preparation of soap, paper, borax powder. It is used as a cleansing agent for domestic purposes and for removing permanent hardness of the water. And it contains 10 water molecules of crystal. Now we have the next question. How will you prepare crystals of blue vitriol CuSO4 5H2O? This is called as blue vitriol from its crude sample. So what is done in this case? The crude sample of copper sulfate, it is mixed with water, and 1 or 2 drops of sulfuric acid are also added to this solution to prevent the hydrolysis of copper ion into copper hydroxide. Will not get precipitate in that case, and this solution is shaken well with a glass rod, and after shaking for some time the insoluble impurities, they are removed through filtration. The filtrate is taken in the china dish, and this china dish having the filtrate, it is heated on tripod by burner. And this will evaporate water from air. The remaining solution, that will be called as mother liquor. It will be producing copper sulfate crystals on cooling. So this is the technique how to prepare the copper sulfate pentahydrate crystals. They can be prepared as the technique is discussed. Copper sulfate impure sample, it is dissolved in the suitable solvent, that is water. Few drops, 2 to 3 drops, they are added, that of concentrated sulfuric acid, they are added to this solution to prevent the hydrolysis of copper into copper hydroxide, and the impurities which remain insoluble, they are filtered out. The filtrate is taken in china dish, it is kept over a wire gauge and heated by burner. When water evaporates, leaving behind concentrated liquid which is called as mother liquid, this liquid is allowed to kept for some time, and then it gives a very good yield of copper sulfate pentahydrate crystals. Then we have the next compound, what is gypsum and what is plaster of Paris. So we'll be having next question, give preparations and uses of gypsum, salt and plaster of Paris. POP. Now gypsum can be prepared by heating the your calcium or calcium oxide with sulfuric acid, it will give you CaSO4 plus H2. Similarly, CaO quicklime when treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, we get CaSO4 plus H2O. Now this CaSO4 on crystallization, it will give you the crystal of gypsum salt. Now we have the preparation of plaster of Paris. It can be prepared by heating gypsum at 373 Kelvin. It will eliminate 3 water molecules and will produce gypsum. It is also written like this: CaSO4 half H2. Now what are the uses of gypsum and plaster of Paris? Gypsum is used in the preparation of buildings. It is mixed with the cement, and cement on mixing with it and water or pebbles or stones, it form a hard mass which takes about 8 hours for settlement, and it settles into a hard mass which helps us to building roads, building the houses. So gypsum is very useful there. It reduces the time of setting up of the cement. Then we have POP, plaster of Paris. It is used in making statues. It is used in the preparation of chalk. It is used as a plaster for repairing of the broken bones. So these are the uses of POP. So this is about our unit acid, bases and salt. In next lecture we will be doing the textbook questions of this chapter, acid, bases and salts. Thank you very much.